Welcome back to Spa-Francorchamps, everybody, for part 2 of our drivers' press conference ahead of this weekend's action. And closest to me, we have Carlos Sainz, Kimi Antonelli in the middle, and Lewis Hamilton to left of screen. Very warm welcome to you all. Carlos, you look primed and ready. Let's start with you. We're at the halfway point. If you were writing a report card for you and Williams, what would it say?
I would say, it's a difficult question to write in a report card, but I would say it's been with some highs and lows, extremely frustrating because I feel like I've had a lot of pace in the car. I've adapted to the team quickly. Right from the beginning, I felt with good speed in the car, but it's been very difficult to put two results together through the whole first half of the season. When it was not a reliability issue, it was incident with another rival, and when it's not an incident with another rival, it was you don't even get to start the race in Austria. Then it was traffic in Q1, or then there's just some strategic mistakes that we've done through the year. So nothing really has come together for us in terms of results. But in the middle of those up and downs, there's speed. There is proof that we're going in the right direction. It's just when you don't have a result to back it, that's when it gets frustrating. So, yeah, frustrating.
Talking specifically about Williams, the team, what's been the hardest thing for you to adapt to?
A mix of things, for sure. Being back racing in the midfield has its challenges. Every little, I think I've been out of Q1 2 or 3 times by 10 milliseconds, and you know exactly where those 10 milliseconds can be, and it changes your whole weekend because you don't have a car to actually make it back through a field. Like when you have a very competitive or a top 3, top 4 car, if you're out in Q1 or Q2, you can actually still make a difference on race day and make it back through a field. In the midfield, everyone has the same race pace as you, and it's extremely difficult to actually recover unless you do something crazy. And then, just the car obviously feels very different to a Ferrari, very different limitations, very different driving style required, very different setup that I need to find to drive the car. But I feel like that side of things I've managed to adapt pretty quickly, and just maybe put in a bit of emphasis of how much lap time and how much results come from actually understanding yourself with your engineers, with your team, with all the strategic calls, how you communicate during the race, how do you come to the point of making the right call, and that needs a bit of bedding time to actually execute a good race weekend, both in quali and the race.
Okay, Carlos, thank you for that. Kimi, can I bring you in on this as well while we're talking half-term reports? What's your assessment of how it's gone for you and Mercedes so far?
It's been challenging, I think. I've had quite a lot, some highs and quite a few lows. I think the European season hasn't gone very well. I think it's gone pretty badly. I think, a few mistakes on my side, and then we had a couple of issues as well. But, I think I'm still trying to learn a lot and trying to gather all the information, because sometimes, especially when you have back-to-back, is a bit difficult to put all the information that you get over a weekend together and trying to put what you learn on track right after. So I think, it's been a bit challenging. Also on my side, I think qualifying has been a bit weak, but it's more for me about trying to put all together, especially when you get to the point where you have to find the last couple of tenths. I think I've been not being that good on trying to do the right step. So I think overall it's still been quite positive, because I've been learning a lot, and we've got some good results. But now the second half of the season is important to do the step and to find more consistency myself.
We've had 12 races in 17 weeks. Has the relentlessness of Formula One taken some adjusting to for you?
Yeah, for sure. I think the rhythm of this first half of the season has been quite high. The intensity definitely has been quite high as well. So it also requires some. I had to adjust a little bit, especially after the first triple header. I had to adjust as well the way I was managing energy during those 3 weeks. So I think overall, there's a lot to learn on that side as well, especially on how to manage energy the best way as possible in order to add the most amount for when I go back in the car, and this means also taking time for myself and trying to overall taking time for myself in order to recharge and be able to be focused, especially on the mental side. So I think there's a lot of learning to do on that side as well, but definitely I have much clearer vision and ideas going into this second half of the season.
Kimmy, thank you for that. Lewis, welcome. Now, there's a lot of excitement around Ferrari coming into this weekend. You tested some new parts at Mugello last week. How did the car feel?
No, we didn't test. It was a photo shoot day, basically. So did like 10 laps or whatever. It's 14 laps of filming, which was not a test. So
granted, but how did the car feel all the same in those 10 laps?
the same as before.
So
The same as like the week before.
no, okay. But you had the new floor in Austria. You've got new suspension on the car here at Spa. Do you feel this is the moment where we might see what this car is finally capable of?
No, I think. Well, firstly, we'll get to test the suspension tomorrow, and I'm sure there's going to be learnings from it. We'll kind of figure out how to fine tune it and to try to extract performance from it. On the simulator, there's no difference, but I'm sure across different circuits, perhaps there'll be benefits. So I think for me, the positive thing is arriving at the filming day where you see that new bits are coming. You see that we are getting development, because in general, we had an upgrade. We had an upgraded floor in Bahrain. Then it was quite some time before we got another upgrade. I think was Austria, and so pace-wise wasn't necessarily to what I would have thought we would have. If you look at some of the other teams, they bring them small pieces every single weekend, like Red Bull often do, or Mercedes do, for example, is where these are more like big chunks along the way. So I think I was just really happy to see that there clearly is a big pushback at the factory. There are a lot of changes, and then to see the results of those changes takes time. So I was just really grateful to see that we got new parts. We'll try and put them to use this weekend.
All right, well, good luck with that. Thank you very much, Lewis. Let's now open this to the broadcasters. Who would like to go first? Yeah. David Croft.
Yeah, David Croft, Sky Sports F1. Kimmy, I'll start with a question to you. Contract, negotiation, talks, announcements. It's getting to the summer break, normally a good time to make announcements. How are they going? Toto seems to be publicly now saying that it's likely to be you and George. Are you in a position to ask for a 2-year, or is it just a 1 year, or do you have any say in that? Fill us in.
That's $1 million question. No. Sorry?
Is that how much you're getting paid? $1 million?
No.
I can help you with the contract. I know how to work Toto. Don't worry.
Okay. No, I think, I've never been worried, to be honest. I know the situation. I know what the team wants, especially looking at the future. So I think also Toto has been clear recently. So that's obviously good to see. But I think, the team is working well. The lineup is good. I mean, me and George are working well together, and we're trying to work together to also have the team to find performances again. So I think, we're doing a pretty good job, and also there's a really good atmosphere in the team. it's always nice to go back to the factory and seeing how much the team is pushing, not only for this year, but as well ahead of next year. So, this means as well that there's a good dynamic in the team. And but I'm sure the team knows what's the best for, especially next year. And I'm pretty confident that, I'm in a good position.
Okay, thank you. Mara?
A question to Carlos. Carlos, you know very well Laurent Mekies. You work with him in Ferrari. What do you think he will bring as new team boss to Red Bull?
Yeah, he's, I think, an extremely good professional. My time in Ferrari when he was there, I found someone that was incredibly hardworking. He understood very well the driver. He had a special feeling and a special communication with drivers, which I think makes things for the driver at least very comfortable and very, very open. I think since his time in the FIA to then his time at Ferrari, now in Visa and now coming in Red Bull, he has plenty of experience to lead one of the biggest teams in Formula One. And I think he's honestly the perfect fit for that team. So congrats to him. Probably he deserves that upgrade or that step up, and I think he's going to enjoy it.
Thank Craig.
Craig Slater, Sky Sports. A question for Lewis, if I can, a bit related to that. I mean, since your McLaren days, you raced teams led by Christian Horner. He's been an opponent of yours in an indirect sense for a long time. Were you surprised that he went so suddenly? And do you think it after 20 years in charge of that team, it will take them time to adjust?
I mean, I didn't hear what the question was previously, so, but I don't know. I wasn't really when I'm away from the race weekends, I don't really pay attention to anything that's going on in Formula One other than what's happening within our team. So, I was neither surprised or surprised. I was just minding my own business. And of course, I think when you change CEO or someone that's running an organization, things, they come with their own formula, and more often than not make changes. So that's inevitable, but that takes time.
Okay, thank you. Yep.
Hi, Mariana from TV Band, Brazil. Luis, besides the filming day, were you at the factory? What did you do in these off days of Formula One?
Yeah, I was at the factory 2 weeks, a couple of days each week. We did preparation for naturally you going over where we were on the previous race, things that we need to change. I hold a lot of meetings, so I've called on lots of meetings with the head of the heads of the team. So I've sat with John, Benedetto, and Fred in several meetings. I've sat with the head of our car development with Loic, with also the heads of different departments, talking about engine for next year, talking about front suspension for next year, talking about rear suspension for next year, things that you want, issues that you have, that I have with this car. I've sent documents, so I've done through the year. After the first few races, I did a full document for the team. Then during this break, I had another 2 documents that I sent in, and so then I come in and want to address those. Some of it's structural adjustments that we need to make as a team in order to get better, and all the areas that we want to improve, and then the other one was really about the car, the current issues that I have with this car, that some things that you do want to take onto the next year's car and some that you need to work on changing for next year. We did development tried the 2026 car for the first time, and started work on that, and 30 engineers come to the room and you sit and debrief with every single one of them. So big push. And otherwise just training pretty, maybe a little bit too hard, a bit heavy this weekend.
Thank you for that. All right, next. Yep.
Tom Slayford on Spain. Question for Carlos. Carlos, the team decided very early this year that they were not going to bring so many updates as other midfield teams, so it was impossible to imagine that they would catch up. But in the last 5 races, no other team has scored less points than Williams. Do you think it's circumstantial because of these races, or is it a worrying trend?
No, I think there's no secret in Formula One. I think if you do such a big commitment from the team to realize that you're not going to bring many upgrades to a Formula One season, you need to expect that sooner or later you will start falling back, because this is exactly how Formula One works. And even the midfield teams, they never sleep. Everyone is bringing every 3 or 4 races a bit of a package, a bit of an upgrade. And in Williams, we brought a couple of things at the beginning of the year with the updates of the front wing regulations, but realistically we haven't brought anything up until now. So no secrets. We expected that. We still believe that is the right call, and we still trust the process and still trust the fact that that will pay off next year. We are doing a massive push on next year's car. I've had already my few simulator sessions with it. And in debriefs, we almost talk more about next year than what we talk about this year, even if we are racing this year. I guess the most frustrating part of it is that when we had a very competitive car in the races of Miami, Imola, that's when we had the chance maybe with both cars to score top 5s. I was in the top 5 all the way through those races up until something out of my control happened. But and that's where I guess we're missing 20-30 points that could give us that extra bit of space in the championship. But that's how the year has decided to go. And now that we have maybe a bit less competitive car, we need to get those small points. Maybe we are not going to fight for P5s, P4s like we did at the time, but we can still get top 10s, top 8s that will help in our championship.
Yeah, we are at the end of the second part of the pre-race press conference of the Belgian Grand Prix with Lewis Hamilton, Kimi Antonelli and Carlos Sainz. For today, I'm not going to comment anything about this press conference and the drivers, what they said. I'm going to leave the comments to our viewers, and just I want to share with you one news that we are creating a new channel, Pitline Sim Race. If you want to follow us how we are going to race at the end of this Formula 1 season, just if you want to also support us, and if you are a lover of the sim races, just you can hit that subscribe button on our new channel. You can also find the channel on the comment section, and maybe we will put on the card section of the channel link. We will be very pleasured if you hit that subscribe button also on that channel. And as always, just don't forget to like the channel, to comment this video, and subscribe to this or the both channels.